Yo, what is going on, guys? I have an absolute banger of a video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be playing some IRL post-rotation content. Now, rotation is going to be happening here in April, and we're going to be getting a lot of new cards from the Scarlet and Violet set. And so, we're going to be playing with a couple of fun decks for rotation. So, question of the day. Do you guys want to see more post-rotation content? I personally am having a lot of fun. I've been testing a lot of post-rotation stuff. Coin flip here, I win, which is amazing. So we're going to be going first. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to see more post-rotation content. So I'm going to be playing on the left side. I'm going to be playing Lugia. Now, Lugia loses a lot with rotation, but it also gets to play, I guess I would call it a supplementary engine. You now play the single strike engine in your Lugia decks because there's the good luck, have fun, as per usual. We're sportsmen-like out here. But my draw for turn, and you can see we've got cards like Single Strike Tyranitar, Single Strike Energy in the deck. Lots of really, really cool cards to boost this deck's damage, since Powerful Colorless is no longer in the format. And Single Strike Energy is powerful. It's essentially Powerful Colorless, but for Single Strike Pokemon. So it is very, very cool. This deck plays a lot of unique Pokemon, as you'll see throughout the matchup, that really help Lugia be a meta threat even going into this next format. You guys thought Lugia was dead? You're wrong. No, I like this deck a lot, and I'm really glad that Lugia is still powerful. I get down to second Lugia here because since I see the Meloetta, I know I'm playing against Fusion Mew, so I don't want to get turn 1 Elisa Sparkle knocked out and lose my only Lugia. So I make sure that I bench another Lugia here so that I don't lose my only Lugia to Summoning Star. I'm now rolling for Capturing Aroma. Capturing Aroma is another new addition in this deck. As you can see, we're playing Nest Ball and Capturing Aroma. Nest Ball has been essentially as the equivalent of Quick Ball, and Capturing Aroma is essentially, it's Evolution Incense, but not. If you don't know what Capturing Aroma does, it allows me to flip a coin. If Tails, I get a basic. If Heads, I get an Evolution. So I attach my Single Strike Energy here to the Stonejourner. And yeah, Capturing Aroma is really cool because it can potentially net you an evolution like your Lugia VSTAR or maybe an Archeops, so you can pair that with like an Ultra Ball or a Research to pitch away those cards. So, seeing that my opponent here has Meloetta, I'm actually going to go in with Stonejourner. The reason I'm going in with Stonejourner is because I want to trade effectively, essentially. So I don't want to have my like, I guess the best way to explain it is my prize trade, right? I want to knock this Meloetta out with a single prize Pokemon so that when a Mew VMAX comes into play and gets ready to knock out my Stonejourner, we see the fabled heads flip on the Cram-O-Matic, as one does, right? Mew does what Mew does, guys. But yeah, I want to trade effectively, which is why I'm attaching energy to Stonejourner. So off the Cram, she's going to grab the Battle VIP Pass. And like I mentioned earlier, this deck just doesn't lose much going into rotation, man. I mean, Mew loses a Quick Ball? And then the rest of the cards can be interchanged, so... And there's the Elisa Sparkle already in hand, man. So being able to get that Meloetta rip-roaring and ready to go, I don't know if you could see, but I'm pretty sure I saw Fusion Energy in that hand as well. So all she needs is one modifier, and that's a wrap. There's the Fusion Energy in her hand. So all she needs is a modifier, and this Lugia is absolutely cooked. Which is unfortunate, and she does take a 2-prize lead, but I have another Lugia down. I should be able to get into my Archeops. I should be set for success here, so a lot of fun. Really excited that we get to feature Stonejourner in this deck, because typically, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she had the Fusion Energy too, and the tablet, and the belt, and the Lost City, and then Genesect for 3. I was like, wait a second, what? That was absolutely, that was a really, really cracked hand. And then gets another Genesect down to keep drawing cards. That's absolutely wild. She's going to use a marker there to indicate that she's already used that Genesect. And going in for another Genesect for 2. An absolutely crazy turn here from Mew. Like I said, Mew does a Mew things, guys. Nothing has changed for Mew. And the Melodious Echo is just going to knock out. I send that to the Lost Zone. And she's going to net herself 2 prizes and take an early lead here. So, let's see if I can make a comeback. Don't go. I'm the comeback king, guys, right? That's what I like to say, at least. So we have an Ultra Ball here. Ultra Ball is going to net us an Archeops, which is absolutely phenomenal because we have a research in hand. So I am going to research away this Archeops, and I mean, I'm kind of asking for a lot. I need to get another Archeops and a way to discard it, and my Lugia VSTAR. I'm asking for a lot here, but yeah, I'm really hoping to get that in play so that I can start accelerating my energy very effectively and get my board state like more established, honestly. So, yeah, no, I think we're looking pretty set up here. The nice part about Archeops in this single strike Lugia build specifically is the fact that, well, Houndoom does what Archeops does, right? Houndoom accelerates single strike energy to single strike Pokemon. Whew, that's a lot of energy. Unfortunately, I did whiff what I needed. But Archeops doesn't damage your Pokemon, whereas Houndoom does. And Houndoom only accelerates 1 energy. So, Archeops is arguably just a better engine to run with single strike. So, I really like the engine as well. It allows you to use Lugia as well as a great attacker. I'm going to get my other Lugia evolved up and ready to go. Honestly, guys, as unfortunate as it is, I just have to Summoning Star here for 1 Archeops. Now, the downside of doing this is, if she has Gust on my Archeops, I just kind of go down. It's just no bueno. Like, it's not very good. But what I do have here is 2 single strike energy and a gift energy. This is another really powerful energy, special energy, gift energy, that most new Lugia lists are playing post-rotation. So not only is my Stonejourner doing 120 base, and then 120, 140, 160 with all the single strike energy, but when my Stonejourner gets knocked out, I get to fill my hand to 7, guys. This is Lucky Egg, the tool card on an energy, which is really, really good. It's got to be one of my favorite special energies in the current list, honestly. So, yeah, and it's really good. Like I said, anytime anything's knocked out, you just get to draw some cards. I mean, we see this card sees play in other decks, like Reggie, to great success. So, really fun card for sure. I'm just really praying that she doesn't have Boss here, and oh... looks like we're still chilling, right, guys? We can dream. She's going to have a fusion energy here because it would be a bit detrimental to attach the double turbo to the Mew that already has the fusion energy on it. So she needs to get energy off that cram to be able to swing. By doing so, she can actually just max Miracle the active, which is pretty nice. Being able to just max Miracle so you don't have to Technoblast and aren't forced to switch. So, no boss's orders yet. She's drawing with Genesect, drawing 1 right now, and she's got a bit of a clunky hand, it looks like. Multiple energies drawn into. Yeah, it's looking a bit awkward for her. But she's still gonna, yeah, there's a couple energies and a Sparkle, so not ideal hand, but still getting a prize card. No boss's orders. Yeah, she can't draw any more cards off the Genesect, so... she's just going to max Miracle and take the knockout and take a prize card. Once again, I'm going back to the Lost Zone. As you can see, Stonejourner allows me to trade very effectively, and bam, gift energy. I'm only drawing 1 off the gift energy, but this, as you can see, this 1 card is actually what I need to keep myself in the game. I mean, I need all the cards in my hand for discard fodder. I'm like, okay, hold on, guys, hold on. You see me go, hold on. I think I've got an absolutely cracked play here. So, with only 1 Archeops in play, guys, I can only accelerate 2 energy into play. my Tyranitar takes 4 energy to attack. So there's theoretically no way for me to attack unless I have this specific combo of cards. I use the Ultra Ball here to check my deck to make sure my 2 single strike energy are in there. Because if they are, I get to pull off this absolutely nuts combo to keep myself in the game. I'm grabbing the Radiant Serena here. Now, Radiant Serena, I gotta be honest, I haven't found it to be crazy effective. But here we go. We're going to Primal Turbo those 2 single strike energies right onto our Tyranitar. Then we have the energy attached to the active already from last turn, guys, to pay the retreat cost, which is a big thing. Always having energy in play to pay retreat cost is, I found to be actually very, very important in this list. And then we have the second double turbo. We benched the other Tyranitar because we're going to power that up. We have the second double turbo in our hand. She's banging the board. She's like, no way! I pay retreat here, and just like that, I'm going to single strike crush for 240 with weakness, making it 480, which is absolutely crazy, taking a 1-hit KO on this Mew VMAX. Going to show why these Lugia toolbox decks, which play multiple types of backup support Pokemon, are so powerful. I mean, Lugia does this in the current format, and it's going to do this post-rotation. Because, yeah, we're doing 240, 260, I'm sorry, that's 280 with all the single strike energy. And, of course, the double turbo brings it back down, but single strike really beefs up these Tyranitars and makes them hit like an absolute truck. Of course, the downside of this attack, the single strike crush, is that you do have to mill the top 4 cards of your own deck. But at the same point, at this point in the game, I effectively have everything out that I want, so it's not really going to hurt me that bad. I mean, you could mill something bad here and there. Here we go. We got 1, Lugia, not bad. A Judge, okay. A Capturing Aroma, not bad. And an Ultra Ball, not bad discards. Considering I kind of have draw supporters and other stuff in my hand, I'm not too concerned here, guys. So, yeah, Single Strike Tyranitar is really, really filthy. It also has a really solid first attack, Cragalanche, which does 60 and allows you to mill the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So that can be really clutch against a lot of single price decks. If you're taking little knockouts on like little 70 HP Comfeys with a single strike energy, you can not only take a knockout, but you can potentially mill their resources, which is really, really good. So Tyranitar is a absolutely baller Pokemon in this single strike Lugia deck. Yeah, I mentioned this before, man. Like, the ability to not have this Tyranitar damage is crazy. Like from the single strike energy. So she's manually retreating here, playing the rope. It's kind of her only play to thin her hand down. So she has to draw into the boss's orders to chase down this Tyranitar this turn. So she needs boss and Mew VMAX to be able to take the KO. So Genesect draws a card. It's not looking super hot here. Yeah. Big ass, but like I said, I kind of made that play out of nowhere, and just like that, I mean, I put myself in such a commanding position to win this game. Now, we actually find a really interesting interaction here. Here she says she's going to play Elisa Sparkle, but Elisa Sparkle says you can accelerate energy and play from your deck, right? But the card, you can't actually play Elisa Sparkle if there's no energy in your deck to accelerate. And if you see, I notice there are 4 fusion energy in the discard pile, which means you can't Elisa Sparkle because it's now public knowledge that all 4 fusion energy are or were in play. So you can't Sparkle, which means you can't thin that card from your hand, so she can't draw an extra card to potentially get her into a game-winning play here. So, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, no Sparkle, so no way to thin the hand down. So it looks like at this, maybe trying to buy a turn here, as I guess is the name of the game now, is trying to stall out here. And there's the pass to me. I get to do my Primal Turbo, accelerating 2 energies from my deck onto my Serena. Pay retreat, go into Tyranitar. I am really hyped, and then I just get to get the knockout, and that is game 1, guys. That is the power of Single Strike Lugia, I guess is what it is. So let's get into game number 2 here. We got game number 1. Let's see if we can take the entire series right now, guys. So, what do you guys think about these decks? What kind of post-rotation decks are you guys looking to see? Or looking to potentially play with? Is there a specific archetype that looks exciting to you guys? Like I said, Single Strike Lugia is one that I am pretty drawn to. I really like this archetype overall. I like Single Strike a lot. I played Single Strike, the Urshifu Umbreon Single Strike deck a while back, probably, 6 months to a year ago, whatever that format was. I think it was Fusion Strike format, actually, when I was playing that, and that was really fun. So, alright, good luck, have fun. We're going into game 2. Let's absolutely get it. So, of course, we are, oh my gosh, hey guys, who would have thought? Yeah, there I am, who would have thought? Mew opens with Battle VIP Pass, man, every single time, I swear. So, like I said, this matchup can be pretty volatile. Like, if Mew can get momentum and keep that momentum, or I draw a little bit too slowly, it can be pretty bad. Now, as we saw, we got lucky last game, seeing that the Archeops, oh, we're throwing dice here, to see that the Archeops didn't get gusted. And then we get a heads on the Cramomatic here, so getting to search for probably another Battle VIP pass, and kind of get that board state just established and ready to go. So, yeah, no, the matchup is very volatile because both these decks can pump out some serious damage numbers really, really fast and hit really, really hard. My hand is looking a bit interesting. Honestly, I'm kind of banking on this Capturing Aroma to get me a backup Lugia so that I don't just get destroyed by a Mew next turn. Alright, we're just shuffling up here. Get ready to keep this game rolling, guys. Like I said, I've been playing a lot with my test group. I'm having a lot of fun playing post-rotation decks, for sure. First, a Genesect comes down, drawing it for 2, or for 3. Filling her hand up to 5 here. Pretty solid, like I said, a really solid board. Another Mew comes down. Probably so that she can draw maybe an extra card or 2 here and there. There's another interesting card that we haven't seen in this Mew list yet. That's Arven. Arven allows you to get not just a tool card, but also a item card from your deck. So it's a great way to also handpick specific cards you want out of your deck. She's going to stop there, which leads me to believe she probably has everything she needs in her hand. I draw a Single Strike Energy, and we're going to flip for Capturing Aroma again. I mean, here we go. I also throw it off the table. And I do get a Tails, which is really, really awesome. So that means I get to get a basic here. So I get to establish a Lugia, which is great. So I know that if my first Lugia goes down, and I'm doing, again, a very important thing. I'm deck checking. I'm counting my energies. I'm counting my Tyrannitars. I'm seeing everything that I have in deck, so that I know what I have, what resources I have, so I can keep track and have a more consistent game plan going into this next set of games here. So, or this next game. Current game? Anyways, words are hard, guys, okay? Words are hard. I'm going to attach Gift Energy to the active, and I've got the best supporter in this deck, guys, Professor Burnett. I freaking love this supporter, guys. It's so, so strong. Being able to put any 2 cards from your deck directly into the discard pile is amazing. Now, we did lose a lot of very good cards in rotation, like Quick Ball and other ways to discard cards from our hand. So, Professor Burnett being able to put our Archeops directly in the discard pile is amazing, because currently that's Lugia's biggest problem, is not being able to get your Archeops in the discard pile. So, 1 Ultra Ball or 1 Capturing Aroma could potentially net you a Lumineon. And here we're going to read the wind. I'm going to discard a card and draw 3 cards. That's Lugia's attack. And we're going to pass into Mew's turn. So, yeah, we did lose lots of ways to discard, lots of good ways to discard Archeops and get them into the discard pile. So, I mean, like I said, Evolution Incense is no longer around, so you can't search out your Archeops. That's replaced by Capturing Aroma, so you only get Evolution Incense on a coin flip. So Professor Burnett is very, very powerful for that reason. You can search it off Luminion, you can put him right in the discard pile, and then if you have Lugia already in play, then you're just rip-roaring and ready to go. So we can see here that she's got a Sparkle, getting all that fusion energy directly into play. This Mew is about to hit really, really hard. Technoblast, of course, doing 210 damage. Power Tablets, of course, boosting the damage of this deck and making it do an insane amounts of damage. Power Tablets making you do an extra 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon in combination with Choice Belt, which also has essentially the same effect, but only for V Pokemon. This deck just does things, man. It just does things. But she's going to go in. She needs a switch, the VMAX, a couple cards here. She does need a couple card combo to take a knockout on this current active Lugia. And there's the Power Tablet for that extra damage. So, a little unfortunate, but way up the road. First Genesect comes down. Drawing some cards here. We see the Cram drawn, so she's probably going to Cram flip. Oh, she did just get the Mew VMAX. I forgot. She just ripped the Mew VMAX. And they're cramming away Cram to thin the hand down here. There's the coin flip. And yet again, another heads. Better lucky than good, right, guys? Better lucky than good is what I always say. So, here she's going to do a quick deck search and find the switching out that she needs here to get this thing into the active. So she's grabbing the escape rope here. As you can see, the escape rope is better because it forces me out to my bench Pokemon. So that, and she does this as opposed to playing switch or switch cart, because if she swings into my active Lugia, then gift energy activates and I get to draw cards. So that's where that mentality is for her. But in retrospect, I actually think that the Lugia with gift energy actually became ridiculously valuable because it had the energy on it. And you'll see why here in just a moment. So, drawing those extra cards with another Fusion Strike system. Fusion Strike system, just the best ability in the game, man. Allowing you to fill your hand up, draw cards until you have... Draw cards for each Fusion Strike Pokemon you have in play. Max up to 6, of course. And then there she is. She's copying Technoblast for 240 damage and knocking out my 220 HP Lugia. I draw into yet another energy. But fear not, guys. I have got the power in this hand. Lugia comes down. Tyranitar comes down. I'm going to use Summoning a Star to get the 2 Archeops from my discard pile directly into play. Absolutely cracked. So, just like that, we're going to go for our first Primal Turbo here, accelerating the energy from our deck directly onto our Tyranitar. Here you see me look at V-Guard because that is so, so important. V-Guard is actually crazy on Tyranitar. Let me explain. V-Guard makes our Tyranitar, who has 230 hit points. V-Guard says our Pokemon take 30 less damage from our opponent's Pokemon V. Which means I have effectively 260 hit points. Absolutely wild. If I knock out this Fusion Mew, then she'll have to attach a double turbo in order to get the knockout, right? Now, double turbo Judge Path Mew is a more popular build. In that build specifically, you need, or if you have a double turbo on your Mew, you need 3 damage modifiers. So a Choice Belt 2 tablet or 3 tablets to knock out 1 Tyranitar. It's wild. The Tyranitar is not only hits like a truck, but it's also super duper beefy, and it can actually eat hits for days. It is wild. Like I said, making your opponent expend resources on 1 Tyranitar when you're just going to come in with another Tyranitar the next turn, it's very, very good. So I also attach energy to the active, pay retreat cost there, the retreat cost of 2, go into my Tyranitar here, and we're just going to destroy this Mew's life here. We attach Choice Belt there as well, just for a little extra damage, because remember, Powerful Colorless does not exist, so we can't use that with our Lugia in post-rotation format. I'm going to judge here because I don't have exactly what I need in my hand, and she's got a pretty massive hand. So let's maybe disrupt her a little bit and potentially draw into better cards for us for follow-up. Now, we see attached to my Tyranitar, I also have Gift Energy, guys. Gift Energy is, once again, so incredible. She's forced to knock out this Tyranitar, by the way. If she doesn't knock out this Tyranitar this turn, she just loses the game, because then Tyranitar stays in play with all this energy and then just takes another knockout on another Pokemon. So because she's forced to knock out this Tyranitar, I will get the Gift Energy to activate, allowing me to fill my hand up and draw more cards. Remember, Gift Energy allows you to draw cards till you have 7 in your hand. Absolutely busted. I'm beefy, I hit like a truck, and I draw cards. Say my name. That's right, T-Tar, baby. This deck is cracked. And there it is, the Single Strike Crush. And then we're going to mill the top 4 cards of our deck. Archeops, incredible. Earn is a bad hit, but we get Capturing Aroma and Lugia. So actually, in all fairness, a very, very, very good Single Strike Crush. We didn't discard many bad things off that. Could be detrimental to our strategy. Now, we did get rid of the Earn. Earn is one of the most crucial, the Urn of Vitality is one of the most crucial cards in this Single Strike Lugia build. Because what Urn of Vitality does is it allows you to recycle up to 2 special Single Strike energies from your discard pile and put them directly back into your deck. So what you do after this Tyranitar gets knocked out is this Tyranitar goes down, the Single Strike energy goes to the discard pile. Urn of Vitality puts it back into the deck, and then Archeops can just re-accelerate that energy back onto the board, which is what makes this deck so powerful. The ability to get special energy, recycle your special energy in play is crazy strong. Now, we see on Mew's board, forgive me, I'm talking all about Single Strike Lugia over here, but Mew actually has a very impressive board right now. Mew is down, has energy, has 2 damage modifiers. She needs Mew VMAX and modifier for this Tyranitar to go down. I see a power tablet! So there's the 3rd modifier. She just needs the Mew VMAX to be able to take the knockout of my Tyranitar, and there is a judge. Unfortunately, I had a really, really good hand going into this following turn, but that's okay. I assume she might be looking for a judge path here, because if you path me here, then Path to the Peak shuts off my abilities, which means I can't use my Luminions to search for a supporter card to potentially get me out of a dead hand. So definitely an out that Mew has still for sure. So here we are, we're doing the draw 4, both of us. She gets Genesect, Energy, Boss, and Ultra Ball. So the last Genesect comes down, which means he can draw even more cards here. She has an Ultra Ball as well, which guarantees the Mew VMAX. So it's a little interesting. As long as she has another Double Turbo in deck, then getting rid of this Ultra Ball is, in theory, it's fine. So, or getting rid of the Double Turbo is fine. As you see, I'm doing a quick check to see how much Double Turbo she has left. Mew comes down, of course. And just like that, that's 3 modifiers. Mew, look at that, knocking out Tyranitar in return. Now, I mean, yeah, she just knocks me out with a Techno Blast, and I go down. Now, I've got a really... What's crazy is here, I don't have as much going on in the hand as I'd like. And if you look at my board, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to retaliate and take a KO on this Mew. Look at that Fusion Strike system, filling her hand up to 6 on an ability. Crazy. Absolutely cracked. So Lost City comes out, so I can't recover my Tyranitar, which is nice. That puts it in the Lost Zone, makes it completely unrecoverable, and yeah, I can't get it back. So, a little unfortunate, but that's okay. That's why we play the 2 Tyranitars in this matchup. Lost Vacuum, getting rid of the Choice Belt, so a little less options for me for my damage output. And those go to the Lost One once again, unrecoverable, which is pretty nice. Lost Vacuum is such a good card. And just like that, bam, another Fusion Strike system, drawing more cards. Absolutely wild. And that. There is a Cross Fusion Strike for Techno Blast. Gift Energy activates. Look at that. She judged me. And then I get to draw 3 cards on top of that, guys. Gift Energy is so good here. And then, of course, the gentle reminder that Tyranitar goes into the Lost Zone. I promote my Lugia here, guys. Now, I'm trying to figure out the best way to sequence this. Because I have game. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get there and the most optimal way to get there with the current hand, because I only have a select amount of cards. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, because I have to get a Tyranitar, I have to get my energy back into my deck, and I have to be able to draw into 1 extra energy to pay retreat. Remember, Lugia has a 2 retreat cost, guys. So I'm going to need actually a pretty decent card combo here to pull this off. As you can see, I'm holding Tower of Darkness, an incredible card, one of the best stadium cards for Lugia. Not only is it a counter to Path to the Peak, so you can use your abilities in your deck, but it allows you to discard a single strike card from your hand and draw 2 cards. So it's a draw supporter. It allows you to draw extra cards, see extra cards during a turn. It's phenomenal. So here I'm going to Ultra Ball, grab out my other Tyranitar, get that bad boy out of the deck, and we're going to go for broke this turn. We have the Urn of Vitality, which puts the energy back into our hand. Into our deck. I'm trying to figure out if I want to get rid of the Urn in case I whiff this turn or it doesn't work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to earn the energy back into the deck. Urn of Vitality. We mentioned this earlier. That goes back into the deck, right? Then I can just use Primal Turbo from Arceus to put that energy directly back onto my T-Tar, which is why I don't shuffle up quite yet. So I'm going to do a quick check of my discard pile to see if there's any other single strike energy in there, to see if I can potentially burn my other urn, to see more cards off the Serena here. So Serena being a gust and a draw supporter option, I elect to actually shuffle up here. The reason I'm doing this is because I can draw 2 cards off Tower of Darkness here. I'm looking to see if I can find a better draw supporter. I use Tower of Darkness to get rid of Tower of Darkness, and lo and behold, I draw into Professor's Research, which is a stronger draw supporter than the Serena. I use Nest Ball to get out a Radiant Serena, sorry, not Serena the Pokemon, but Serena the person. There we go, there's the difference. There's my Radiant Serena. Serena allows me to heal 20 damage from each of my Pokemon. It's a very solid Radiant Pokemon. I gotta be honest though, I haven't found much use for it currently, but I think it's a solid Radiant Pokemon to have, considering you can only have 1 Radiant Pokemon in the deck, and this one has some pretty decent natural synergy with the deck overall. So I'm thinning that card out of my deck so I don't draw into it with Professor's Research here. And then we're just going to rip the Big Fat Research, discard our hand, and draw 7 cards here. In order to win this game, I need to draw into 1 energy. Guys, I need an energy on the active to be able to pay retreat cost, which is why I didn't use my second Primal Turbo, because I need to be able to draw into energy. So if I use Primal Turbo and there's less energy in my deck, I have less chances to find it. So there we are. I've got 2 energy, pay retreat cost, and we go into Tyranitar because we found the energy, and we go for another massive single strike crush to win the game. If you guys liked this video today, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. I definitely want to do more post-rotation stuff for you here in the near future. Peace.